everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is I, Breonda. Guess what, guys? Guess what? It is Halloween. I am so excited to be doing this video today because I have not been able to make any Halloween videos. But for today, I'm going to be sharing my personal paranormal experience / spooky story time with y'all about how I actually played Bloody Mary and something actually happened. When I was 10, I played it with two of my friends and something actually did happen. And it actually happened in the house that I'm in right now. Hopefully I'm able to upload this video today or tomorrow, which would be November the 1st. See, what had happened was, I have no excuse. Lo siento. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this story time, and grab your blankets or some tea or water or whatever you like and get ready to hear my spooky story time. A little bit of information that you guys should know before I tell you guys what actually happened. This took place in the room right next to me in the closet. I used to sleep in that room when I was 10, and the really weird thing about this closet is that there are actually two small doors at the end of the room with basically a small, pink, crusty, dusty key. Now, the reason why I mention this key is because I find it so weird that this room has always been beige. Like, literally, right when we moved here 5 years ago, the room has always been beige. Why is there a pink key for two small doors that are beige? Now, I know this is really, corny, but it's just like in Coraline how a button key was for a wooden door. It doesn't correlate. I felt like that pink key was like alluring kids into like wanting to keep that door open, because mentioning also, the lady that wanted me to actually keep the door open, she was trying to like sell the house, so I guess she wanted me to feel comfort in a way, but she was trying to tell me to keep the door open for, me going inside alone where I can play with my dolls and my toys and, I can have my own little room to myself. The room was hot and humid, and it was in between actually this room and the room next to me, which is really weird because there's like a whole other room in between two rooms itself. And why is there a small door for it? Like, I just find it really weird. At the time, as a 10-year-old, I thought that was a whole dream of mine to have like a small little doll house. But my mom, she saw that key, she saw that door, and she said, no. And I'm glad she did that because that door is creepy. Like, still till this day, I'll go in my sister's closet to like grab one of my old dance costumes or what I'm about to do now for my Halloween costume, and I look at those two doors and I'm just like, something's off. Like, why are there two doors on the opposite sides of the room? Like, there's two different rooms in between rooms. Like, what? Now, moving on to the actual story, I invited two of my friends over to my house, and we have been playing all day until like 8 o'clock at night. Now, their parents were coming to pick them up, but I really did not want them to leave, so I begged my mom if I could stay the night at their house instead, since, they were already going home and I could just pack my bags and go with them. My mom finally said yes, and of course I was excited to be going with them. I packed my bags and everything, and I was ready to leave, but of course, you know how parents are when they're talking to other parents and they take forever to finish a conversation. So I was sitting there waiting with them, and one of the friends suggested that we play Bloody Mary. So of course I was bored. I didn't have anything else in mind that we could have done, and it was only going to be a couple of minutes of our parents talking, and I'm pretty sure nothing was going to happen with us playing Bloody Mary, so I said, sure, why not? We're about to enter in my room and go into my closet, but before this happens, let me just tell you guys how smart I was during this process and how I actually know that something did happen and it wasn't just, a coincidence or me imagining things. Before we go into the closet and we play Bloody Mary, I actually turned on 3 of my lights in my room. I turned on the main room light, I turned on the light that goes to my sink and also my vanity, and I also turned on the bathroom light. Now, my sister's room and my room is like basically a Jack and Jill room. So we actually share the same bathroom, so it's kind of like connected rooms together. And the fuse box that we have downstairs in the basement actually is connected to this whole entire area. So if you turn off the fuse box that goes to my room, this room's lights will also turn off. I'm not going to show you guys her room, but this is the first light that I turned on. This is the second light that I turned on. And the third one is actually our Jack and Jill, bathroom. So as you see, these are the 3 lights that I turned on to, ow, oh my God, I just hit my shoulder. But these are the 3 lights that I turned on to make sure that I was able to see where I was going. And this is the closet. So the closet right here, it doesn't look creepy now, but back then, 5 years ago when I used to live here, these doors were actually open for you to go in. Of course, as you can see, they have little screws here. The door key thing that you would put the key in is sealed shut, and this also seals it shut, so there's no way that you can like go in here and you know, get possessed, of course. This side is a little creepier in my opinion. You can still see where the key would be placed in here. They didn't do a good job covering that because, you know, someone's little nail can peep through here and the monster can get you still. This is a legit door. I'm not lying. That's a legit door. And this is also a legit door. So this is really important that you guys know in the story because my sister's light was on, and by the way, she's 2. So I think my mom probably just got her out of her crib or wherever she was in and just took her downstairs because my sister, I know she was not upstairs with me, but her light was still on. Now something told me not to turn it off. You know, I was just too lazy. I was so excited and anxious to play the game. I just never bothered to turn off my sister's light, which I remember it was still on because her door was closed and I can see the light peeping through under as I was walking past her room, which this used to be her room, going into the room next door, which was my room, and to my closet. So we're in the closet and we all say Bloody Mary 3 times, each of us taking turns. So after we do what the directions say and everything, we just sit there in silence, you know, of course being like, this is not gonna work, you know, this is so funny guys, we're trying to scare ourselves. And right when I expect nothing to happen and I'm about to open up the door, I hear a thud, like literally a I froze, okay? Let me tell you why. It was coming from the right side of the door. Guys, I've never heard anything come from that door before. And I know it came from that door because when I heard the thud, it was like someone was knocking, okay? And I knew it wasn't just me because when I heard it, all of my friends, both of them, they all looked the same direction that I looked. I told them about the door beforehand, but you know, they never were necessarily interested because you couldn't even open it. So I know that it wasn't like one of them playing a trick or anything, and it wasn't like it was someone's foot that hit the wall. It was coming from that door. We're upstairs, okay? There are no trees or wind whistling or blowing, you know, for us to think that there's knocking through the window. It was not coming from the window. It was not coming from distance and thinking that my parents are maybe playing a trick on us. And remind you, my parents are having a whole conversation downstairs and I could still hear them talking. So it wasn't like they were like sneaking up on us, you know, trying to trick us or, you know, trying to scare us because they know that we were probably doing something that we weren't supposed to be doing. They were not a part of this at all. Now, the really creepy part about this is when we actually tried to open up the door would not open. And when finally one of my friends opened up the door, I think it was the oldest one, the door was so heavy. Like literally it was taking all of her force, all of her energy to open up the door. And the doors are not even heavy and they don't even have locks on them either. Really crazy that, you know, one of the girls wasn't able to open up the door when there wasn't even a lock on the door. Like, I'm shook. I'm triggered. When we run out, all of the lights are off that I personally turned on. But the open area outside of my room, which is basically like the foyer, the media room, and my sister's room light is still on. What just happened? Literally all the 3 lights that I turned on by myself were off. Now remind you, it could have been the fuse box, right? But when I went downstairs and I told my dad about how the lights turned off, he checked the fuse box and he said nothing was wrong. Now this is the weird thing. He decided to turn off the fuse box to basically see what was going on, and basically the lights were still off. And then my sister's room light turned off when they turned off the fuse box light. So wait a second, wait. you're telling me that if the fuse box was messed up, my sister's light would have turned off too, even though it was still on? Now, I wish I was smart, of course, and I could have checked to see if the light switch actually was still flipped on or if it was actually turned off, like someone pushed it down. Of course, I wasn't thinking back then of, you know, the possibilities, but that had me shook and triggered for days. My friends could not stop talking about it because we all knew that we turned on the light. We all knew that we heard a knock, and we all knew that something else was going on for why that door would not open. I told my parents about the lights to. Yes? Okay. Sorry guys, that was my sister. She really scared me. I was like so deep into this story. So after I told my dad about that whole entire situation, he said it was very odd because, of course, if the fuse box messed up, my sister's light would have turned off too, and that did not happen. So I don't know what was going on that night. Everything was just weird after that, like just that particular night, and I'm glad that I decided to stay over at my friend's house because if I had to sleep in that room, I don't know what else would have happened, and it would have just been a whole entire, like, just a horrifying night for me. Like, I don't know if Bloody Mary was waiting for me or if she was like, that's your warning, sis, like, don't try it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below with some requests or just your thoughts this video. I've never done a story time before, so if you guys really do enjoy it, please comment below some ideas. I would love to do some more, and I also have some very funny, crazy, embarrassing stories that you guys, I would love to tell y'all because, I mean, I'm not afraid, I'm not ashamed. It's happened. People have seen it before, so just another story to tell you all. I love you all so much, and once again, happy Halloween, and thank you for watching this video. Get tons of candy because, you know, your girl is going out and she is gonna get some candy for herself. Anyways, have a good night. Bye!
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.